Welcome back, Kings of War fans, to a community update. Has it been 2 weeks already? Honestly, it feels like it's only been about 14 days. It's been something of a podcast-heavy fortnight, what with Countercharge continuing to knock it out of the park, if I say so myself. And actually, I'm really proud of the most recent episode. If you've been dealing with hobby burnout, I recommend you check it out. Although I was drinking quite heavily and can't actually remember what I said. At one point, I do call all Warhammer lore rubbish. But it's lovely to see Weight of Fire returning, and they've got Rob Berman onto their latest episode. They do talk about Dead Zone quite a lot. It apparently is the best game, I didn't know that. But they also go into some of the Kings of War stuff that's coming up. But the crown for most ludicrously productive podcast has to go to Lake Swat. When Chris Kapsner wandered off into the sunset muttering something about real life, Donnie picked up the mantle and wow, with Andrew he's been absolutely knocking it out of the park. I particularly recommend his Basilean history episode with Mark Barber, which sounds a little bit dry, but Mark's a really fascinating guy. He wrote a bloody brilliant book, and it's a really good listen. Apart from that, it's been something of a quiet fortnight in the world of Kings of War. There are still a couple of Universal Battle tournaments rumbling on. There's the Always Sunny in Panathor, and there's a live battle between Alex Chavez and Jake Cherapika, which Dash28 streamed onto its YouTube channel. I'm hoping that Jake spent most of his time on screen ranting about how bad the Forces of the Abyss lore is, because that went down incredibly well in his article. Just kidding, Jake, love you. I stumbled across Eddie Barr's The Wizard's Bookshelf blog the other day. It's ram-packed with Kings of War battle reports, and I particularly like his narrative battle report of his Ratkin forces battle against some orcs. I don't know what it is about narrative battle reports that I like so much. Something about the story format seems to suit me very well. Maybe you don't like them, but you'd be wrong. I found this really sweet thread on the Kings of War forum about your very first game of Kings of War. It turns out quite a lot of people have written reports on their first games of Kings of War, and you can go back through them and see what their impressions were at the time. I remember my first game of Kings of War against my son. I wrote a little report on the Kings of War forum at the time, which didn't exist anymore because they killed it, including my battle reports. I can't join in the fun. It's good to see King Bowen. Not his real name I'm expecting, although I have been wrong before. Anyway, posting his minis up again. He chucked up a picture of this Squig Rider, which isn't strictly speaking Kings of War, but there you go. I'm sure it could be like a king on beast or something like that. It's another lovely example of his paintwork. It's also lovely to see the return of Rusty Shackleford, who's been tackling the new Dreadfiend for his Night Stalkers in his signature paint style. It's bold, it's gorgeous, and it's disgusting. Good job. Alfred Eisenman posted up his 10th army that he's posted here. 10th? Chill out, tryhard. In any case, it's a lovely bunch of tree huggers and a deliciously clean paint job. Particularly like these little mushroom chaps. I think you'll agree that if that enormous collection is his 10th army, then someone's got too much time on their hands. Chris Thomas posted up about 1 billion updates on his Twilight Kin into the Countercharge forum, which is absolutely fine because they look bloody amazing. And check out Charles Verduke's Wraiths in the Revenant King of Panathor group. He's 3D printed them onto translucent resin and then used inks to colour them. I think the effect is just bloody amazing. I think Chris Lynch is a relatively new player. He's certainly not new to painting. Check out his Argus Rodinar model, which features some breathtaking freehand on the banner. Really like his use of colour, and I think it's a fantastic all-round good job. And it wouldn't be a community update if I didn't salivate like a simpering sap at the altar of Chris Walsh every time he posts a completed model. It's another unit of Centaur beads complete, replete with banners. I'm going to see them in person soon. I'm so excited I could wee. That'll do for this week. I'm sure there's a bunch of stuff I've missed, either through ignorance or apathy. Feel free to passively aggressively tell me about them, as if I hold your opinion dear to my cold heart, and then I get another sticker to my shame chart. Once I get 20 stickers, I get a new Transformer. I hope it's Soundwave.